All right, Jill, now I want to switch with you to what's the other alleged, and we can either say it is or it isn't, big change this week, and that was the president agreeing on Friday, at least it was announced on Friday, with the Iraqis to the idea of time horizons. Now, as we know, the president has resisted putting any specific dates out there, even if they were aspirational goals, as they will be here, for how we're going to draw down and turn over authority to the Iraqis. How big a deal is this?
Well, it certainly seems on the surface like he is moving in Obama's direction. So politically, I think this is a plus for Obama. But at the same time, they keep denying that this is a goal or a timeline, that they're not doing what he wants to do. I think they're sending some confusing signals right now. The question is, if they don't want to be there forever, they want to wait for things to be good. You know, when do they decide? When they decide it's finally time to come out, do they signal it in some way? And is this the signal?
Phil, let me ask you. I mean, what is the political impact here? Isn't it going to be tough for McCain and the president to defend time horizons, but to attack Obama on timetables?
No, because they're really quite different. Look, I was a small group that was invited to Fort Hood to talk to General Odierno, who's taking over in Iraq from Petraeus around Labor Day. And they've done a lot of thinking and planning for the rest of 2008 and 2009 and 2010, and they anticipate drawing down troops. And they anticipate, to some degree, changing the U.S. mission from as active a combatant mission to strategic overwatch and support of the Iraqis. So if it makes Maliki's political life easier in Iraq to sort of formalize this by saying that aspirationally we intend to draw down, to turn over more to the Iraqis, I don't think that's such a big deal. I think it's we're fighting with the Iraqis, and they deserve some deference, and Bush is giving it to them. That's very different from saying that the point is to get out. That's the fundamental difference. Bush and McCain think the point is to win, and since we are winning, we can reduce our forces and reduce the tempo of activity of our forces. That's very different from making your priority, as Obama says to this day, for all of his changes of position. Obama says to this day, he's going to call those Joint Chiefs of Staff in the first day he's president and tell them, end the war. McCain's going to call them in and say, win the war. Now, how quickly can we draw down, consistent with winning the war? That is still a huge difference.
Brit, some people are taking a look at the meeting with Iran and the agreement, which clearly the administration didn't want to do, even if it is a difference from a timetable for the time horizons, the negotiations with North Korea, and they say the Bush foreign policy is changing. Do you think that's fair?
I think there was a turn toward diplomacy at the beginning of the Bush second term. I don't think there's much doubt about that, and you saw this in the dealings with the North Koreans. And in situations like that, you get what you can. Secretary of State Rice said to me something not too long ago that was kind of interesting. She said, not many countries practice diplomacy the way the United States does, which is, we want you to do this, we'd like you to do this, and if you do, you'll get this, and if you don't, you're going to get this. She said most of the countries we deal with who are allies, their attitude is, well, if the diplomacy doesn't work, then you have some more diplomacy. And it's about suasion and convincing people to do the right thing. The problem with that, of course, is, and you're dealing with people like the Iranians and others, it doesn't work very well. So I don't think that anything has deeply changed. She's been given a chance to try to bring these things about, but I don't think anything has deeply changed. Remember what the word horizon means. As far as the eye can see, that's not much change.
Thank you, panel. See you next week.